Hi, it's Michelle Einstein Songbird Song, Reincarnated Mary Magdalene. Um, I think I'm going to call this video, Is Eve Mary Magdalene Exposing St. Francis or Praising it? Mary Magdalene, Happy in My Heartache. Borrowed the title from Husband Jesus Christ, Josh Groban's song. I want to tell you what happened to me. I put up collages here. Art is a big deal. Sheila is our art director. So my art is photography, as you can see. This is a museum of my family's history going back incarnations. Okay? So I make collages of them. That's a collage there. The gold bordered photograph, that's a collage I made for Mother's Day. So I put it in the activities room. I've been doing this for 5 years that I've been here. So I put up a collage about a month ago of me and Joseph, Jesus' father. And I'm showing him that although Jesus was not his child, he was a legal father, but God was a father of Jesus. I'm pregnant with his child now. And put up a collage of a colored couple. They call them black now. When I was growing up, we were coloreds. They put she's sitting, pretty black girl sitting in the lap of a nice-looking black man. And then I put up a picture of a black man and a black woman touching tongues. In other words, romance, okay? Heterosexual romance. Then on the same door, I put this on my front door where I've been putting pictures for the 5 years that I've been here. I put a picture of Mr. Rogers with Bob Dog with his mouth open like a little circle, right? Showing what the mouth looks like when it's sucking a dick. He doesn't do that personally, neither does Bob Dog, that particular actor. But they know that it's prevalent, so they were just letting people know what they look like if they want to do that. And not very pretty sight. Anyhow, the next thing I heard, they want to paint the door. What do you mean, paint the door? The door doesn't need painting. Oh, yes, it does. So take down the pictures. Aha! Because there are so many homosexuals here, and I'm told lesbians, they're not going to let me put this picture of heterosexual romance, and they're not going to let me put this picture of black heterosexual romance up. I mean, keep it up. I already had put it up. And I said, you know what? You have been taking down my collages from the activities room, and I don't know what you did with them. It took a lot of work for me to create those collages, and I don't appreciate you just destroying them or whatever you did with them. And so I don't think I'm going to take my pictures off the store, because I know that's a fake excuse. You didn't really want to paint the door. You would have told me you were going to paint the door before you just show up with a paintbrush. So no, it's not going to happen. So they called the police, and I said, you'll have to kill me before I'll take these pictures down. So they wrestled me to the floor and handcuffed me, 6 of them, 6 police, a couple of chick police and male police, which I saw through because I'm clairvoyant. I saw that they're baboons at heart. They're not human beings, or else they couldn't have treated me like that. Which explains why they treated me like that. So they drugged me out of here with no shoes, no coat, and threw me in, I think it was what they used to call a paddy wagon. And drove me to Bellevue, the unconscious current of Bellevue. And I was sitting in the, what do you call when you first get to that place? It's not a lobby. It's not a waiting, maybe there's a waiting room, a triage or something like that. Emergency room, maybe, that's what it was. And I said, why are you keeping me handcuffed in here? You have armed security guards, don't you? So I had to sit there. You know how uncomfortable it is to have your arms behind your back and your hands handcuffed with those metal things hurting your wrists? So, make no mistake about it, I was kicking and screaming in the hall, you know, when they were trying to handcuff me and stop me from having the freedom of self-expression, because that's what I see it as. They stopped my art, and that's against the law in this country. This is supposed to be a free country, you know, where you can speak freely. You can. They even allowed people to put Jesus in urine and call it art, you know. I wasn't doing anything like that, you know. Do they stop, I don't think they stopped the men, right? Anybody ever stop Michelangelo? Look at Michelangelo's artwork. David. They didn't stop that. So what's the difference between that and this? See? You see there? And I just want you to know, I stood up. I'm not against this art. I love this artwork. This is my daughter's artwork. She was Queen Victoria. Her name is Robin Birdsong. I call her Robin Songbird Song. She was the Empress of India. And this is a picture of her here. She sent me this picture. I love you, Mom. And she was Dr. Seuss. And she puts a little thing on it. She sends me all kind of gifts and things. I couldn't breathe. They insisted if I was to come to art group that I wear a mask. I said, I tried that. It doesn't work. I can't breathe with that thing on my nose and mouth. And nobody can hear what I'm saying if my mouth is covered. So I stopped going to writing group. But one day, I am a writer. My degree, I have a Bachelor of Science in Creative Writing from SUNY Empire here in Manhattan. And so I love writing. So my daughter Robin, who was Michelangelo, I just showed you her picture, sent me, she found this. She's a most resourceful person. She found this beautiful mask that's breathable, right? And she sent away for it. She lives in Hawaii, but this was bought in Washington. So she sent away for it and sent it to me here in New York. Okay, my hometown now. So I want to tell you about it. It's called The Unmasked. And I wore it yesterday and Tarek said, ooh, that's sexy. So, second time today, the visiting nurse service of New York came here. And she said, oh, you're pretty. She said it twice. Oh, pretty girl. And then she said, I said, I was thinking the same about you. And then she said, sexy too. And I had on my black dress and I had put a safety pin to pull it close because my breasts show a little bit in the dress. But anyway, she felt my vibe. I am Venus reincarnated, the goddess of sex, the goddess of love, you know, and Aphrodite, this goddess of love. The Roman goddess, equivalent of the Greek goddess. Venus. Or did I get it backwards? Aphrodite is Greek and Venus is Roman. Yeah. So, well, I lost my train of thought. So, so if, in other words, if they're making you wear a mask someplace, oh, that's what I was going to say. The second day in a row I've been called sexy. She called me sexy because I'm wearing this black dress, I guess. And I'm not wearing anything now. And yesterday, Tari called me. He's a boy, a man, called me sexy because I was wearing this lace mask, which I can breathe in. Robin did it again. She saved the day. Thank you, Robin. There she is with Seth. Look at her. See? She's kissing him. Can you see? She kissing her little nephew. And he's asleep. You know, that's love, right? Okay, so that's what happened. You might say I was defeated because they took down my art. And I suppose artists have fought to have their work exhibited in the past. But I didn't know we still had to do that in 2022. Robin sent me this card. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Mom's love never fails. Isn't it sweet? And she wrote a little message inside and it down. Oh yeah, she did. And she sent me beautiful flowers. Flowers cost $14 a piece for one rose, and she sent me about over 12 roses. Beautiful roses. I never used to. I didn't used to appreciate roses, you know, but I did when Robin sent it. I put them here in a some container I had, and I'm trying to think. She sent me other things too for Mother's Day. So let me just finish about this card, and then I'll show you the collage I made for Mother's Day. I keep it in my room because if I take it out of here, they'll throw it away as though it's nothing. But they keep other people. They put Nancy's, a whole bunch of her paintings up. She died, right? She stole $10 from me. She stole money from them. I heard them say it one day. And yet they exhibit her art, so-called art, her paintings, and don't allow me to exhibit mine, you see. This harassment or something, yeah. So she said, demand your freedom to breathe. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying, get 20% off your next order at this place. Can you see it? GetUnmasked.com. And enter this code as you check out. Limit 1 use per account. Be part of the Freedom to Breathe crusade. Share your experience with the Unmasked on social media and tag us. Well, like I said, one good-looking guy told me I look sexy. And then in writing group, the teacher came over to me to look at it more closely. She was so impressed with how pretty it is. And I told her, I can't breathe in those other masks you give me, but I can breathe in this one. And Robin sent it to me she got it in Washington. Okay, so this is the Mother's Day collage I made. They wouldn't let me display it. I said, what, you don't like your mother? That's what I said to Hassan. There's Marlon Brando up here. I think that's Apocalypse Now. Maybe. I'm not sure where this is from. And this is Robin with her husband in a previous life. But this is what he looked this like. Guillaume, Crown Prince of Luxembourg, and that's Robin. And this is the St. Ignatius, the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He was my son. Over here is Ben Greenfield, who is Joseph, and me. They call him Saint Joseph now. That's Ben Greenfield. And that's me, Mary Magdalene. Michelle Einstein, Songbird Song. This is Barry White. My first, my last, my everything. This is Jesus Christ, Josh Groban. That's me, Mary Magdalene, Michelle Einstein, Songbird Song. Happy Mother's Day. The Beatles think Strawberry Fields Forever. I'm Strawberry Shortcake. Oh, that's hard on the arm. Dr. Shiva. My brain gives me power, said David Goggins. He was Melanie, my other daughter, St. Patrick, the goddess Isis, queen of Egypt, Cleopatra. It's her husband from a previous life. His book is Can't Hurt Me. He had such a rough childhood. He's the only man or woman to become all three: Army Ranger, Navy SEAL, and the Air Force superhero, whatever that is. Okay, so this is Melanie. She's got 4 children. She delivered 4 saints into this world, including this one. She was St. Patrick. She was St. Kabir, Ostara Gloria. And these are some of the flowers I took pictures of at CVS Pharmacy. Aren't they wonderful? And this is Luna, my daughter from a previous life, Carly Frazier's little girl. She got a little boy named Max. This is an album I wrote the lyrics for called What It Is. I also did his hair. And the plaiting that I did became popular. Black people all over the world started plaiting their hair. This is Nat King Cole, Josh Groban. He told me when I was 5 years old that he married me. And he said, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. So I've been looking for love all my life. I was looking for love. I wrote that song. And this is Mr. Rogers, my father from a previous life, with Coco the gorilla. Let me see what Robin said. She said, I love you, Mom. I am so grateful that you are safe and happy back at home. May you have a year of beautiful, something endless creativity. Ratsami means Lord of the Soul. Robin. Over here she says, your love has never failed me. That's what she said here. Can't hardly see it. That she's talking about what the front of the card says. Love never fails. If it fails, it's not love. These are Melanie's other 2 children, Jandara and Seth, the baby that Robin was kissing here. He makes video games. This is Dr. Shiva. He created an email. He was my son. At 14 years old, he created an email for us in America. It says, best mom. Okay, Sing, my son up there. The first biracial Jesus Christ, sing Songbird Song, McCartney. Paul McCartney's son. Paul McCartney is also of Jesus Christ level individual. So is John Lennon. Okay, let's see. This is my Guru Charan Singh. The third Jesus Christ level consciousness. It's still crazy after all these years. This is Chandara, graduated from high school. Chandara Ranjing. See, that's her. She wants to be a biological anthropologist. She was the queen of Pluto. Okay. Robin and I wrote this book, Sneezy the Greasy, Baby Says Abigail. Here it is. And that's Abigail. It's Jandara. And Robin found the illustrator, T.J. Robshaw, on the sidewalk, an art exhibit, exhibiting his art, and recruited him to do these amazing illustrations for our story. Look at this. Look at the details. Look how we did Greasy. Baby says. And then, look at Sneezy. All he did is pants, and then he's got the hair sticking up out of the pants. This is amazing. Wearing flies around his head. TJ did great. I'm trying to say he was Robin's brother. He was my son in a previous life. You see, that's what I said. This exhibit by Miss Sneezy the Greasy babysits Abigail. She's a good girl. It's by Michelle Birdsong and Robin Birdsong. My full name is Michelle Einstein Songbird Song. And Robin's full name is Robin Michelle Songbird Song. That's the name I've given her based on our past incarnations. And look at this. It's great. This took a lot of time, right? Look at his hand, creepy looking hand. Okay, so this is available on Amazon. So are our albums that I wrote the lyrics for. What it is, Edwin Birdsong, his name is on it. What it is. And I put my picture and Singh's picture on the front of it. He was Superman. Singh was Superman also. The first biracial Jesus Christ was Superman. And I was Superwoman. Woman. And these braids, it took me 7 hours to braid his hair. Because he had a beautiful fro. And then, like I said, people in Haiti and Africa and everywhere started braiding their hair. And I put these pictures there because his expressions are so unfriendly. This is the second album, Supernatural. On the first album, it's black folk music. You heard of folk music, right? That's white folk music. This is black folk music. The Uncle Tom Gang, The Spirit of Do. Do what you want to do when you want to do it. That was Edwin's title. I didn't care for the title, but he asked me to write words to make sense of the title, so I did. I made it The Spirit of Effort. I wrote My Father Preaches That God is a Father. I wrote the words for it. It ain't no fun being a welfare recipient. When a newborn baby is born, the world gets one more chance. That's Sing, the first black, first biracial rather, Jesus Christ. That was his prophecy. When he's born, the world gets one more chance because he is clean. He don't eat no shit. That is, when animals are killed, they return to their essence, which is shit, and people eat them. He don't. Not for 3 lifetimes. For 2 lifetimes, I've been a vegetarian. So, what else did I write? Mr. Moneyman. That's an interesting story about a family during the time of segregation. God turned the people, Israelis, black who killed his son. And some of the people got turned black who didn't kill his son. That was our family. So we were discriminated against, but we were innocent. Mongoose by Stan Bronstein and Rick Franks. The Old Messiah by Artie Resner and Paul Nauman. Pretty Brown Skin by Roy Ayers and Michelle Birdsong. That's me. It's Hard to Move by Edwin, Doug McClure, and Michelle Birdsong. God's Home by Edwin and Michelle Birdsong. That's a very hopeful song. And this our second album, Supernatural. I embroidered his clothes so he would have like a costume. You know, I didn't know how to embroider, but I just figured out how to do it. That's us dancing at Don Early Allen and Cynthia Allen's wedding reception. He came there. We were actually divorced at that time. We were married 7 years. So as I flow through my heart. This song here is akin to Josh Groban's song Machine, because I say the body is a machine that life flows through from time to time, you know, and Josh Groban sings about my machine with Herbie Hancock. I actually had a fight with Herbie Hancock in the Playboy Club in New York City. This girl I was with, a black girl named Myrna Leah Williams, told me, go ask Herbie Hancock why he married a white woman. So I went over there and I said, Herbie Hancock, why you marry a white woman? So he said, you look white. And I hated him because I've been trying to pass for black, right? And I didn't speak to him. Wherever I would see him, I didn't speak to him. He couldn't believe I reacted like that. But he didn't know how much I had invested in being black, and he outed me like that, right? But I love that video with him and Josh Groban. It is great. Herbie had won the Album of the Year Grammy. And they are cooking on that video. It's called Machine. Check it out. Josh Groban and Herbie Hancock. And Josh Groban is so respectful of Herbie Hancock. You would never know that Josh Groban was a jazz musician, because he was Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole was a jazz musician, right? Josh Groban was also Jackie Wilson, and he was also Sam Cooke. These are huge, huge rock stars, soul music, I guess you would say. But their lyric was so... Jackie Wilson said, some wish to be a king or a queen. Some wish for fortune and fame. But to be truly, truly, truly loved is better than any of those things. Whoa! That's the same thing he said when he was Nat King Cole. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. It's the same thing. That is really what he believes. True love is the best thing that exists. And my guru, Gurinder Singh, said, because I saw Charan Singh get into Gurinder Singh feet first from his head. He sunk down into him and became him. So he said, sex is a basis for life. And love is sex. So there you go. They're all consistent. He's a mystic. Charan Singh was a mystic. Okay, he said, and then we wrote Turn Around Hate, Edwin Birdsong, and was that Michelle Birdsong? Yeah. I Love You, Michelle. Edwin wrote that. I love you, and when you're not near to me, I don't know what to do. I can't think, baby, about anyone but you. No, sugar. And every time I call your name, I swear you know what to do. You come running fast, and you know what to do. I say, Michelle, baby. So that's our song. I know the Beatles, I told him that when he said he was going to write a song about me, or maybe he said he had already written a song about me shortly after we met. I said, because 10 minutes after we met, he said he was going to marry me. And I said, marry you? I wouldn't even go out with you. Because, you know, I saw him in Central Park with Roy Ayers and his friend artist Mac, and you know, he didn't look like somebody I would date, you know, because I was dating doctors and dentists and airline pilots and people like that, you know. So, but he changed my mind because he jumped on the case. He took that challenge. And the next week he got me on the cover of Roy Ayers' album. You know how many people are on album covers, right? So that impressed me. And my niece was visiting from New York. From Clarksville, Tennessee. There she is, Vanita. You see her profile, she's listening to the radio. And Vanita Long Holmes. This is me. I was an airline stewardess at the time. And this is Edwin. This was pre-braids, right? He had a fro and no shirt. Looks like an African king, right? And this is Roy Ayers. Edwin persuaded Roy Ayers to leave Herbie Mann because Roy was making good money as a sideman for Herbie Mann. Herbie Mann's a jazz icon. He's a flautist. He plays the flute. And he's a good sport. This is Roy's first solo album, and he agreed to be on the cover of it. He's an Aries, a good sport. This is Roy's girlfriend at the time, Cindy. Her father was rich. I think this guy's name is Sonny something. I don't know who they are. This is Elna. Birdsong was walking down the street. He saw her. She's Puerto Rican. He brought her and gave her to artists who married her eventually. And this is a Virgo. That's a Leo, a Cancer, who I call Moon Honey. I don't call him Cancer. I call him Moon Honey. And he's a Leo Virgo on the cusp. And I'm an Aries with a Pisces moon and an Aquarius rising sign. So it's Roy Ayers, Stone Soul Picnic. I think he got that title from Jefferson Airplane. Okay, that's enough. Don't you think so? Write and tell me in the comment section if you think I'm a hero. I did good for fighting for the right to exhibit whatever artwork you want to exhibit. However, your soul needs to express.